Today let us see Volume 6 Part 3, the new and revised publications with the CSI environment inbuilt in it. Recently, department has released the revised Postal Volume 6 Part 3, and this Volume 6 Part 3 after IT modernization project, that means after inclusion of CSI, many changes have been taken place in the revised Volume 6 Part 3. Let us see some 50 important MCQs on this aspect, new syllabus. You will find nowhere in the internet. And this is useful for the GDS to PA examination, MTS to PA examination, and Postman to PA examination. Let us see some notes also, and today's lecture is about this Volume 6 Part 3. Let us see the form numbers in Volume 6 Part 3 that are useful for the PA examination. They may ask this form numbers also, such form numbers in the total that book, revised Volume 6 Part 3. First one is the BO summary. It is ACG 3A. I have arranged them in the sequence order of serial number so that you can easily remember them. BO summary is ACG 3A, and Treasury Passbook. Treasury Passbook is ACG 8. Treasury Passbook means it is a book that is used for cash remittance. Whenever you remit a cash to the bank, there you will use this Treasury Passbook. You will write the amount of credit to the bank, what is the date on which it is credited. All these details will be noted in the Treasury Passbook, and this will be stamped by the bank in token of having received the amount. This is the earlier procedure. Now this is also being followed now also. Memorandum of remittance is ACG 11. This has been withdrawn actually. Memorandum ACG 11, 12, 13, 14, all these forms have been withdrawn. However, you should know what is that ACG 11, 12, 13 and 14. Original receipt for remittance to bank is ACG 13, and that means remittance means that you will credit to the bank. That means excess cash amount that is available with the sub office or head office, amount will be remitted to the bank. That will be credited to the bank. That is called original receipt for remittance to bank. In that receipt, ACG 13 receipt, it will be naturally in the triplicate. They use it to credit through that ACG 13. And come to know in the same video what it has been replaced with also, you will know. And original receipt for drawing from the bank, that is to draw cash from the bank, they used to use ACG 14. That has been replaced now. What is the new system, you will come to know in this video. Memo of authorized balances is issued by the Superintendent of Post Offices. That means what is the maximum cash balance or maximum stamp balance. Those things what are to be maintained by a sub office or a head office will be issued by the Superintendent of Post Offices. That will be maintained in the form PA 14S. For a sub office it is S14S. SO account it is PA 17, and SMR is also it is noted like that, and SB slip is SB 27. What is SB slip means? It is the slip that is prepared at a head office that will be included in the account back to the sub office. This SB slip contains the SB documents or warrants passed, etc. Now let us see the T codes and reports in CSI in this Volume 6 Part 3. There are some 13 types of descriptions available here. For each item there is a CSI T code. That means by invoking these T codes or menus, you may call it as, in Finacle they call it as menus, in CSI they call it as T codes. On executing these T codes, you will get to have different reports generated in the core system integrator, that is CSI. Now the BO daily accounts or SO daily accounts or for that matter daily transaction reports, that is DTR, it is ZFR underscore day underscore new. This is the T code used for generation of the daily transaction report. And for cash received and cash supplied to the branch post offices, to raise requests you will use ZFF V50. That is the T code. And you may have to remember these because they may ask these T codes also. Supply of postage and other stamps, acknowledgement of stamps, IPOs, that is Indian postal orders, remittances, supply sale, all these things can be made through the MIGO, MIGO, that is a T code. And printing of stamps means stamps or IPO stock details, invoice slips. This is done through MB90. Supply is done through the MIGO, but printing, that means printing of the invoice slip is done through the T code called MB90. Actually, printing is also available in MIGO. If you get out of that MIGO, this MB90 can be invoked and invoice of stock of IPOs or invoice of stock of stamps can be printed. Then comes the check stamps, IPOs, stock, IPO sold, received by the receiving office, that is MB52. You can check the stamps or IPOs or inventory for that matter through MB52. Printing it is MB90. Checking of these things it is MB52. And receiving and supply of offices to check cash in transit. How to check the cash in transit is ZFBL3N in the GL code 486715 This also you may have to remember. They may ask question also. Treasurer's cash book, that is TCB ZFBL3N. That is the T code you have to invoke to generate the TCB. That is Treasurer's cash book. Cash drawn from bank is ZFFV50. Earlier we have seen cash received, cash supply. That is the same actually. And reversal of CSI transaction is to be done by the head postmaster only. You should understand that any CSI transaction at a later date, if it is mistake or there is a change in it, you can reverse the transaction also, but the sub postmaster cannot reverse it. A request has to be raised by the sub postmaster to the head postmaster, and head postmaster is only competent to do a reversal of any transaction even for the SO also. What menu he will use? It is FB08. The T code is FB08, through which he will reverse the CSI transaction on a later date at the request of the sub postmaster concerned. Next one is various transaction reports. You can use to generate various transactions reports of SB, RD, TD, MIS. Those category wise also you can generate. FA GLL03. It is not O3. You should carefully see that it is FA GLL03. Next one is a sub postmaster's monthly report. It is ZF daily. That is the T code given in the volume 6. And to feed all the details like bag number, cash document, denomination of cash, weight of cash documents enclosed, etc. in the RICT. What is that T code used? ZMO underscore RICT underscore data. This is the T code used in the CSI for preparation of BO bag. That is, you can enter the details such as bag number, cash documents, denomination of cash, and weight of the cash bag, and documents, whatever documents that are warrants or so and so that are enclosed can be fed through the ZMO RICT data. Next one is print BO slip. To print a BO slip, that is ZBO slip. That is the T code. So take a screenshot and try to memorize these things. A question may come from this also. Now let us see the limit for remittances of cash by various modes of conveyance. In volume 6 part 3, in the recent one, under rule 9 of volume 6 part 3, you will find these limits for remittances by various modes of cash conveyance. That is, different modes of transport for remittances of cash are railways, motor vehicles, tongas, boats, etc. The limits for remittances by various modes of conveyance is amended as under. This is the detail. I have arranged it in sequence right from the lower amount to higher amount so that you can easily memorize them. I will also show you in pictorial format also in the next slide so that you can understand clearly. Let us see what is the content here. Account bag handed over to carrier in weighment system, that is road transport. It is 40,000. That means road transport means RTC. Through RTC bus you will hand over the account bag. The maximum amount that you can send is 40,000. And there is also one more thing here, weighment system. Weighment system means it is in the train. However, weighment system we will use only 1 or 2 bags with less contents in it. We will not use more number of bags like the one we use in the section. సెక్షన్ లాగా ఇక్కడ మనం ఎక్కువ బ్యాగ్స్ ఇక్కడ వాడమన్నమాట. ఇక్కడ 2 బ్యాగులు వేస్తుంటారు. That is the 40,000 rupees is the limit. RTC or weighment system it is 40,000. Through BPM or ABPM or doc savak, that means any GDS it is 1 lakh. That means only one person, single GDS it is 1 lakh. Through BPM, ABPM, doc savak accompanied by another BPM, ABPM or doc savak, that is 2 lakhs. That means one person, one GDS it is 1 lakh, 2 GDS it is 2 lakhs. Easy to remember. Next one is RMS section, RMS by TVP through cash bag enclosed in account bag. That is 2 lakhs. That means in RMS section it is 2 lakhs. In the railway, RMS section means it is the section in the railway where the mail guard will be conveying the bags. In that section if you send cash means it is up to 2 lakhs. Next one is hired MMS with MTS in addition to driver for conveyance of cash in cash bags enclosed in account bag outside city limits. This outside city limits is important here. Why? Because the second one is the same but within the city limits. If it is outside the city limits and you are taking in a hired MMS, this is also important. It is not our departmental MMS. That means we are hiring the vehicle. In such a case, then if the MTS is there and driver is also available, then the conveyance of cash bags in the account bag. In the account bag, you will close cash up to a maximum of 2 lakhs. And if this hired MMS, if it is taken outside the city limits, it is 2 lakhs. If this hired MMS along with the driver and MTS, if it is within the city limits, it is 5 lakhs. That means city means you can take more cash. If it is outside city limits means there is a risk involved if it is taken outside. So it is the maximum limit is less when compared to within city limits. Next one is the lose cash through the department employee. Here department employee means it can be MTS, postman, head postman, even the PA or treasurer, whatever it is, SPM or whoever the department employee may be, inspector or whoever it is up to individually. If the cash is handed over to him without any bag or this thing, loose cash is given to that departmental employee, it is 5 lakhs. The next one is through departmental employee accompanied by another departmental employee. That means there are 2 department employees. So naturally this 5 lakhs becomes double, that is 10 lakhs. If one employee is going, it is 5 lakhs. If 2 employees are going, it is 10 lakhs. Departmental MMS with MTS in addition to driver for the conveyance of cash in cash bags enclosed in account bag. That means here we have seen earlier it is hired MMS. Hired MMS within city limits is 5 lakhs, outside city limits is 2 lakhs. But departmental MMS with MTS in addition to driver, if the cash is enclosed in account bag, then it is 20 lakhs. So departmental, our own vehicle, if you are using the departmental vehicle, MMS vehicle, if you are using, then the limit has gone up to 20 lakhs. Because there is a risk involved in hired MMS, because the hired MMS, the driver will be from the outside person. So the less amount is entrusted in that circumstances. Then with under armed escort, that means the police will be accompanying the persons who are carrying the cash. In such a case, that means there will be a vehicle and armed guards will be escorting the cash. In such a case, there is no limit. Any crores of amount can be taken. If the armed escort means that police escort is given. That means the police, they will come with a separate vehicle and armed guards, they will be carrying the guns with them. In such a case, there is no limit. Now let us see in the infographic form that you can easily remember these 10 points. Now we can see here 40,000, that is the account bag handed over to carrier in payment system or road transport. Road transport means, see, I have given a bus here. So it is 40,000 is the maximum amount. Next one is one GDS is standing here, or one BPM you think, or a GDS, it is one person is standing, so it is 1 lakh. And there are 2 persons here, that is 2 GDS are available, they are taking the cash, so it is 2 lakhs. That is the limit. Next one is the RMS. That means this is the train. So RMS, it is 2 lakhs through railways by TVP service through the cash bag enclosed in a account bag. Next one is the hired MMS with MTS in addition to driver. This is hired vehicle. Now you can see here, this is a departmental vehicle with our logo and our red color this thing. Here this is a hired vehicle. So what is the maximum amount? It is 2 lakhs. When it is outside city limits. I have given a picture of a village here so that you can understand it is outside the city limits. And 2 persons are there. One is the driver, the other one is the MTS, and it is a non-departmental vehicle, that is a hired MMS, and it is outside city limits. So it is 2 lakhs. Then comes the hired MMS within the city limits. I have given you the Paris picture and some here some tall buildings so that you can remember this one. This is 5 lakhs. Within the city limits, it is 5 lakhs. The next comes the departmental employee. Single person is standing. It is loose cash is given to him. So it is 5 lakhs. And through 2 department employees are involved. So it is naturally, if it is 1, it is 5 lakhs. 2, if it is 2 employees, it is 10 lakhs. Then comes our departmental MMS. You can see the vehicle, departmental vehicle, MMS with logo, and that one is the MTS, the other is the driver, then that is in the cash bag, that is the account bag. Then it is up to 20 lakhs you can take in our departmental vehicle. Departmental vehicle, it is 20 lakhs. Then comes the under armed escort. That means there are guns and these police people are there, this vehicle is there. So you can take any amount of cash for conveyance if it is required. That means any crores, there is no such a limit how much amount you can take if it is armed escort. There is no such limit. Any 100 crores also you can take if it is required. Take a screenshot. I hope this is helpful for you, this pictorial information. If you like this one, give a like there and share it in the comment section also. How do you like this one? Now let us see some 50 questions, 50 that are important and that are new content that you will nowhere find in the internet. This is volume 6 part 3 MCQs for PA examination. Now let us see the rule 16 in the volume 6 part 3. A cash bag from cash officers should be forwarded to SO enclosed in the registered bag, B speed post bag, C parcel bag, D insured bag. I think this question was asked in one of the PA examinations, I think in the last or previous last examination. And the answer is, it is the registered bag. Cash bag, naturally it is included in the registered bag from a cash office. Next question. What is the T code used by the treasurer in CSI post office for making data entry in SAP? That is, you should never say SAP, it is SAP only, systems, applications and products. SAP means systems, applications and products. By the way, you can see this IT modernization project video also. You will find these terminology. I have made the video, you can check in the description box. Making the entry in the SAP by selecting cash drawn from bank on receipt of cash from the bank and entering sole ID and the amount received from the bank. So the options are ZFR underscore DAY underscore new, B ZFFV50, C MIG Omigo, D ZFBL3N. I think you may comment in this section if you know the answer. Your time starts now. 8, 7, 6. Let us understand the question. What is the T code used by the treasurer? That means there will be naturally a treasurer in the post office in CSI making data entry in the SAP, in making data entry in the SAP by selecting cash drawn from bank on the receipt of cash from bank. Once you receive the cash from the bank, what the treasurer will do? He will go into the CSI, into the SAP, and what he does, cash drawn from the bank, he will have to make entry. Enter this SOL ID and amount received from bank by using the which T code? The answer is, it is ZFFV50. The next one is, what is the T code for generation of treasurer cash balance? That is TCRP report in CSI. Volume 6 part 3 questions. These are all. MB52, B ZFFV50, C ZFBL3N, D ZFR underscore day new. Your time starts now. What is the T code for TCB? Treasurer cash balance. To generate this report, treasurer cash balance report, what is the T code you use? The answer is ZFBL3N. I hope you are making the comments, your answers. Don't feel shy to post comments because you will learn the subject very well. If you post comments, your answer will be fixed there and you will be more careful in answering the next time. Account bags that do not contain any remittance may be closed and sealed by any official in the presence of. Note under Rule 26(5) Volume 6 Part 3 MCQ for PA examination. A. In the presence of treasurer. B. In the presence of postmaster in HO. In the presence of both the treasurer and sub-account assistant. D. In the presence of sub-account assistant. Your time starts now. What is the question? Account bags that do not contain any remittance. That means account bags without cash can be closed and sealed by an official in the presence of. In whose presence? These account bags without cash will be sealed, closed and sealed. The answer is in the presence of sub-account assistant. So if there is cash, treasurer is required. But here there is no cash, so it is sub-account assistant is enough. Next question. The cash or stamps to be sent to SO should be enclosed in cash bag by treasurer in the presence of sub-account assistant, who is not required to count the cash or stamps, but to see the remittance is actually enclosed in the cash bag by the treasurer. B. Treasurer in the presence of sub-account assistant, Who is required to count the cash or stamps but to see the remittance in actually enclosed in the cash by the treasurer? C. Sub-account assistant in the presence of treasurer who is required to count the cash or stamps but see the remittance is actually enclosed in the cash bag by treasurer. D. Sub-account assistant in the presence of treasurer who is not required to count the cash or stamps but to see the remittance is actually enclosed in the cash bag by the treasurer. Okay, what is the question you have to understand first? Whenever the cash or stamps are sent to SO from an HO is to be enclosed in the cash bag. The cash should be enclosed in a cash bag. That is a natural thing. For that, what is the requirement? There are 4 types of options given. First option, what is that given? Treasurer, that should cash bag should be closed by the treasurer. That means treasurer has to close. Whether that is correct. And in the presence of sub account assistant, but sub-account assistant need not count the cash. That means only treasurer will count. Sub-account assistant will just see whether this cash is enclosed or not. That is the option A. Option B, what is option B? Treasurer in the presence of sub-account assistant, that is the same. And he is required to count the cash. That means sub-account assistant also has to count the cash that has been counted already by the treasurer and see that the remittance is actually enclosed. See that the cash is actually enclosed in the cash bag. That is the second option. What is the third option? It should be enclosed by the sub-account assistant in the presence of treasurer. That is the one thing, and he has to count the cash. Treasurer has to count the cash. That is the option. Fourth option, that is the D, is sub-account assistant. It should be closed by the sub-account assistant in the presence of treasurer, but treasurer need not count the cash. These are the different options. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే తెలుగులో మీకు ఏమి ఇచ్చాడంటే ట్రెజరర్ ప్రెజెన్స్ లో సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ అనేవాడు క్యాష్ క్లోజ్ చేయాలి సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ ముందుగా. కానీ సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ అనేవాడు క్యాష్ కౌంట్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు, జస్ట్ ఆడు క్యాష్ బ్యాగ్ లో పెట్టాడో లేదో చూడమంటున్నాడు ఏలో. బిలో వచ్చేసరికి ట్రెజరర్ చేయాలి, బ్యాగ్ క్లోజ్ చేయాలి క్యాష్ బ్యాగ్, కానీ సబ్ అకౌంట్ ప్రెజెన్స్ లో చేయాలి, కానీ ఆయన కౌంట్ చేయాల్సిన పని ఉంటుంది. అంటే సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ కూడా కౌంట్ చేయాలంటున్నాడు, అది చెప్తున్నాడు. మూడో దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ బ్యాగ్ క్లోజ్ చేయాలి ట్రెజరర్ ప్రెజెన్స్ లో అంటున్నాడు. అంటే బ్యాగ్ క్లోజ్ చేయాల్సిన సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ ట్రెజరర్ ప్రెజెన్స్ లో చేయాలి, ట్రెజరర్ కూడా కౌంట్ చేయాలి క్యాష్ అంటున్నాడు. అంటే సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ కౌంట్ చేయాలి, ట్రెజరర్ కౌంట్ చేయాలి. ఫోర్త్ దాంట్లో సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ పెడతాడు క్యాష్ బ్యాగ్ ట్రెజరర్ ప్రెజెన్స్ లో, కానీ ట్రెజరర్ అనేవాడు క్యాష్ కౌంట్ చేయక్కర్లేదు అంట. సో your time starts now. This is a typical question, and these types of questions you can expect from in the examination point of view. The answer is A, that is the treasurer in the presence of sub account assistant, but sub account assistant need not count the cash. And but what he has to do, what he has to see that the remittance is actually enclosed in the cash bag by the treasurer. Let us see the next question. To avoid cash in transit while accepting cash from the cash office at the receiver end, the document should be posted in the cash received option. What is that option? ZFBL3N, B, ZFWF, C, ZFFV50, D, FB08. Let us understand the question. Actually, there will be cash in transit. That means one office will send cash to the head office. For example, say suppose one A sub office has sent to BHO. Some 10,000 was sent, and A will not, that cash has not been received by the HO. That means it is in transit. To avoid that transit while accepting cash from the cash office at the receiver end, the document should be posted in the cash received option. That means as soon as the cash is received, what you have to do? To avoid the transit, you have to post in this option. What is that option called? Your time starts now. Post in the comment section your answer. Actually, these things I have given in the first slide itself. One is identify. What is the limit for remittance of cash if mode of conveyance is through a BPM or ABPM or doc sevak accompanied by BPM, another BPM, ABPM and doc sevak. So, 2 people are going. It is rule 9 of volume 6 part 3 MCQs for PA examination. A, 40,000, B, 1 lakh, C, 5 lakhs, D, 2 lakhs. Your time starts now. These are all easy questions now because I have drilled you so much so far. Post in the comment section your answer. The answer is 2 lakhs. If it is 1 BPM, it is 1 lakh. If it is 2 BPM, 2 lakhs. What is the limit for remittance of cash if the mode of conveyance is through BPM, ABPM and DOC7? So here it is only 1 BPM it is given. How will you find that it is 1 BPM or 2 BPM? Through ABPM. So it is 1%. BPM gani, ABPM gani, DOC7 gani anartham. A 50,000, B 2 lakhs, C 40,000, D 1 lakh. Your time starts now. That means single BPM or single ABPM or single Gramin DOC7. Post in the comment section your answer. The answer is 1 lakh. Single BPM it is 1 lakh. 2 BPM, 2 BPM or 1 BPM and 1 ABPM also it is 2 lakhs. Next question. What is the limit for remittance of cash if the mode of conveyance is through departmental employee accompanied by another departmental employee? Volume 6 part 3 MCQs for PA examination. A is 5 lakhs, B is 20 lakhs, C is 10 lakhs, D is no limit. Try to answer in the comment section. Feel free to post in the comment section. Whenever you are preparing for this examination, don't feel shy about posting the comments. That way you will feel the preparing the examination feel, you will get that feel. The answer is 10 lakhs. See, for a single departmental employee it is 5 lakhs, double it is 10 lakhs. Because it is already told that through departmental employee accompanied by. Accompanied means he is also coming with the other departmental employee. Next question. What is the limit for remittance of cash if the mode of conveyance is under armed escort? You have seen now already. Volume 6 part 3 MCQs for PA examination. It is A is 5 lakhs, B is no limit, C is 10 lakhs, D is 20 lakhs. Your time starts now. Post your answer in the comment section. Even if you are seeing for the second time this video, you just post your answer in the comment section. That will help you, that will enable you to prepare for the examination well. The answer is no limit. For the armed escort we have seen with guns and the vehicle there is no limit. Any amount can be taken. Any crores of amount can be taken. Recognize what is the limit for remittance of cash by the following mode of conveyance. What is the mode of conveyance? Account bag handed over to carrier in payment system or road transport. Road transport means you should understand it is RTC bus. First one is A 5 lakhs, B 10 lakhs, C no limit, D 40,000. So try to answer in the comment section. The answer is 40,000. Okay, the answer is 40,000. First one, this is the first one in the screen. What is the limit for a remittance of cash by the following mode of conveyance? RMS section, railways by TVP through cash bag enclosed in the account bag. If anyone knows what is TVP, you post in the comment section. A 5 lakhs, B 20 lakhs, C 2 lakhs, D 10 lakhs. Your time starts now. RMS section, that means in the railways by means of cash bag enclosed in a account bag. The answer is 2 lakhs. In the RMS section it is 2 lakhs. What is the limit for remittance of cash by the following mode of conveyance? Hired MMS with MTS in addition to driver for conveyance of cash in cash bags enclosed in account bag outside the city limits. This thing you have to underline. A 5 lakhs, B 2 lakhs, C 10 lakhs, D 20 lakhs. Your time starts now. You have to underline 2-3 things here. This is hired MMS, this is outside city limits. These 2 things are important. The answer is 2 lakhs. Hired MMS outside city limits is 2 lakhs. Next question. Hired MMS with MTS in addition to driver for conveyance of cash in the cash bags enclosed in the account bag within the city limits. Here within city limits and hired MMS. A 2 lakhs, B 10 lakhs, C 5 lakhs, D 20 lakhs. Your time starts now. This is the new syllabus for volume 6 part 3. The answer is 5 lakhs. Okay, it is 5 lakhs. Earlier we have seen hired MMS with outside the city limits is 2 lakhs. If it is within the city limits, if it is in city it is more, like HRA. If it is city it is more. Similarly this also. What is the limit for remittance of cash by following mode of conveyance? Departmental MMS with MTS in addition to driver for conveyance of cash in cash bags enclosed in the account bag. A 2 lakhs, B 10 lakhs, C 5 lakhs, D 20 lakhs. Your time starts now. Here it is not hired MMS, it is departmental MMS and driver is there, MTS is there, it is enclosed in the account bag. The answer is 20 lakhs. So departmental MMS means you can take up to 20 lakhs. Next question. What is the limit for remittance of loose cash through departmental employee? Through a this you should understand. 3 departmental employee, single employee. A 2 lakhs, B 5 lakhs, C 10 lakhs, D 20 lakhs. Your time starts now. The answer is 5 lakhs. For loose cash through departmental employee, the maximum limit is 5 lakhs. Next question. Name the T code used by the SPM to generate daily report of BOs to see whether all the vouchers are received with reference to the transactions reflected in the system. Generated daily reports. A. ZFR underscore day underscore new. B. New underscore day underscore ZFR. C. Day underscore ZFR underscore new. D. ZFR under new underscore day. Your time starts now. You have to identify the T code for daily account reports of BOs. The answer is ZFR underscore day underscore new. The articles and documents that are to be forwarded from SO to head post office in account bag should be placed in the bag by A. GDS packer of the SO. B. Personally by the SPM himself. C. MTS of the SO. D. MTS in the presence of SPM. Your time starts now. Simple question. The articles and documents. That means any document or articles, register or whatever it is, that are to be forwarded to a SO from a HO, who has to place them in the bag. Those contents, warrants or whatever it is, in the bag. Those articles in the bag. Who has to place? The answer is it should be personally by the SPM himself. Okay. Whenever he places those documents from SO to HO, it should be by the SPM only. He has to personally place them inside the bag. Not the packer, not the MTS, not the MTS in the presence of SPM also. Next question. What is the color of the label used in SO for account bag bearing the name of the head post office and closed and sealed and dispatched? So, is it black, B red, B blue, D white? Your time starts now. Color of the label used in SO for account bag. That means that is sent to HO. What is the answer? It is the white label. White color label should be used for SO account bag that is sent to head post office. If the remittance is made over loose to the special carrier is the person who will carry the cash. Okay, carry the cash or convey the cash from one office to other. That is called special carrier. It can be mail overseer or whatever it is. Postman or head postman sometimes. If the remittance is made over loose means giving the cash straight away, 20,000 or 10,000 or whatever it is, without closing them in a bag, directly giving the cash after taking acknowledgement. If the remittance is made over loose to the special carrier, he should be required to grant a receipt for the sum in the TCB, that is treasurer cash book. That is understood, na? Whenever there is remittance, some cash is given to the special carrier, he has to acknowledge the cash in the TCB. In the TCB, he will write received 20,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees and sign in the TCB in token of having received the cash. But if the office does not maintain TCB, where should he grant a receipt for the sum? Suppose if that office doesn't have any TCB, where should he grant that receipt for the sum? Rule 39.2 of volume 6 part 3 for PA examination. A. SO account. B. SO summary. C. BO summary. D. SO slip. This is in the case of sub office. In a sub office, if a special carrier has to grant a receipt in token of having received the amount, if there is no TCB, where he will give? Your time starts now. Is it SO account, SO summary, BO summary or SO slip? The answer is SO account. On the SO account, he has to sign and say that received so and so amount. Okay. Next question. Sub-account assistant to check the transit through T code ZFBL3N in the GL code. Now they are asking for the GL code. T code is over. A. 4817650 of office map put to HO for receipt and sent. B. 4867150. C. 4861750. Next one is 48761. Your time starts now. This you have to definitely remember, this GL code for checking the transit through T code ZFBLN3N. The answer is 4867150 of the office map put to the HO for receipt and sent. This is 486. Okay, 48671. Next question. Name the T code used for checking the IPO sale by the sub-account assistant by putting plant number of HO and SO location number in the CSI. Volume 6 part 3 of P examination. A. MB62. B. MB25. C. MB52. D. MB32. Your time starts now. Here they are asking for the T code for checking the IPO sale. That means Indian Postal orders sale by the sub-account assistant by putting the plant number of HO and SO location, plant SO location in the CSI. The answer is MB52. In the MB52, you can check for the IPO sale, whether there is any sale in the SO by the sub-account assistant in the head post office. You can verify there. In CSI environment, if the transaction done needs to be corrected, then the transaction can be reversed using T code. Means note 1, rule 49 of volume 6 part 3, MB33 in SAP module, B, FB52 in SAP module, C, MB52 in SAP module, FB08 in SAP module. Your time starts now. That means what is the T code for reversal? That is a straight question. Reversal is for correcting any transaction that has mistakenly done. The answer is FB08 in SAP module. FB08 is the T code. Next question. In CSI environment, if the transaction done needs to be corrected, then the transaction can be reversed. Okay, that is known. This reversal can only be done by A, Inspector Post, B, Head Postmaster, C, Superintendent of Post Offices, D, Sub Postmaster. Your time starts now. That means who is competent to reverse a transaction in CSI? Who is the only one who can reverse? Is it Inspector Post, Head Postmaster, SP or SPM? Answer is Head Postmaster. We have seen it is reversal can only be done by the Head Postmaster. SPM cannot reverse his transaction in the SO. He has to raise a request to the Head Postmaster. Then Head Postmaster, after verifying something, he will reverse it. In CSI offices, the HO treasurer will log in SAP and enter T code MIGO and print invoice slip through which option, and send the stamps along with invoice slip to SO. Note 2 of Rule 51 of Volume 6 Part 3. A, MB32, B, ZFF V50, C, MB90, D, ZF BL3N. Your time starts now. What is the question? In CSI offices, the HO treasurer will log in SAP. Of course, he will log in SAP and enter T code MIGO and print the invoice slip through which option? That means printing of invoice slip is the, what is the T code for printing the invoice slip of the while sending the stamps? That is the question. The answer is MB90. In MB90 you will print it. Print option is MB90. Normal T code is MIGO. Next question. In CSI offices, what is the T code in SAP used to acknowledge the stamps by the SO treasurer after manually checking the stamps with the invoice slip to SO? Note 2 of Rule 55 of Volume 6 Part 3. A, MIGO, D, ZF BL3N, C, ZFF V50, D, FB08. Your time starts now. Question ఏంటి అంటే, what is the T code in the SAP used to acknowledge the stamps? To acknowledge the stamps, what is the T code used by the SO treasurer after checking the invoices? The answer is MIGO. We have already seen it. Next question. In case of CSI offices at HO, sub-account assistant may invoke which T code and enter profit center of SO to see SPM's monthly report SMR on the first of the next month. Rule 55 of Volume 6 Part 3. A, FB20, B, MB52, C, ZFFV50, D, ZF daily. Your time starts now. That means for SMR view, what is the T code used by the sub-account SAC? SAC means sub-account assistant at a HO. What is the T code used for seeing the SMR? The answer is ZF daily. Next question. What is the method of sending remittances to BOs after cashback has been closed and sealed? Rule 57 of Volume 6 Part 3. A, the sub-account assistant should himself weigh the bag and enter its weight both in words and figures on the label of the bag and also on the both copies of BO slip, and have entries attested and initialed by the treasurer. TRR means treasurer. SAC means sub-account assistant. Second option. What is that first option? Sub-account assistant should weigh the bag and he should enter the weight and both in words and figures on the label. That means on the label he has to write the weight of the bag and both in words and figures, and on the both copies of the BO slip in which the amount of cash sent is written, he has to get it initialed by the treasurer on the both copies of the BO slip, on the carbon copy as well as the original copy. Whether that is correct method for sending the remittances to BOs after cashback has been closed and sealed. Next one is the treasurer should himself weigh the bag and enter its weight both in words and figures on the label of the bag and also both copies of BO slip and have entries attested and initialed by the sub-account assistants. That means I think B option B is nothing but reversal of A. That means instead of treasurer, instead of sub-accountants assistant, here so treasurer is inserted. That means treasurer has to weigh and he has to enter the cash and both weight and figures and words and figures. And the BO slip has to be signed initialed by the sub-account assistant. Next option is postmaster himself should weigh, and last it is initialed by the treasurer. D option is the treasurer himself should weigh and initialed by the postmaster. Here first and last things are important. Sub-accounts assistant treasurer, here treasurer sub-account, here postmaster and treasurer, here treasurer and postmaster. So your time starts now. What is the correct method for sending the remainder? Once the bag is closed and cash bag is closed and sealed, how that who will sign the BO slip on both original and duplicate? That is the question here. The answer is A. That means sub-account assistant will weigh the bag and enter the weight on words and figures in the label. On the label he will write the words and figures, sub-account assistant, and it will be that also both copies of BO slip and have the entries attested and initialed by the treasurer. Treasurer will initial the amount of cash sent on the BO slip. Next question. With reference to the method of sending remittances to BOs after cash bag has been closed and sealed, the entry of remittances in both copies of BO slip should be initialed by A. Postmaster, B. Sub-account assistant, C. Treasurer, D. Head postman who witnesses the bag preparation. Rule 57 of Volume 6 Part 3. Your time starts now. Who will have to sign both the copies of BO slips? Who will have to initial the for the amount? The answer is treasurer. We have already seen it, but different way of asking the question. There is no fixed allowance for cash conveyance. Okay, there is no fixed allowance for cash conveyance. Instead, what is the payment made for conveyance of an amount less than 1 lakh from SO to BO? For example, Rule 58 of Volume 6, Part 3. A. 100 rupees per occasion plus actual conveyance charges subject to a maximum of charges incurred for transportation by public bus. B. Rupees 50 per occasion plus actual conveyance charges subject to a maximum of charges incurred for transport by public bus. C. Rupees 25 per occasion, and here it is by public train. D is 30 per occasion plus actual conveyance charges subject to a maximum of charges incurred for transportation by public bus. Your time starts now. There is no fixed allowance for conveyance, but some payment is made. What is that payment if it is less than 1 lakh from SO to BO or BO to SO, whatever it is? The answer is 30 rupees per occasion. If it is less than 1 lakh, that is 30 rupees per occasion plus actual conveyance charges. What is the train bus charge? That is limited to the maximum of bus fare. Next question. There is no fixed allowance. What is the payment made for conveyance of an amount more than 1 lakh? Here that question is more than 1 lakh. Rule 58 of Volume 6 Part 3. 100 rupees. B. 50 rupees. C. 25 rupees per occasion. D. It is 30 rupees per occasion. Okay. Some public train is used here in the option C. Your time starts now. If it is more than 1 lakh, what is the amount paid for conveyance of the amount from SO to HO or SO to BO? The answer is 50 rupees per occasion. Earlier we have seen if it is less than 1 lakh, it is 30 rupees per occasion plus actual charges subject to maximum of charges for transportation by public bus. Here it is above 1 lakh, so it is 50 rupees per occasion. Next question. What is the T code used in SAP to supply cash and stamps to BO? ZFFV50, B, FB20, ZFBL3N, ZBO slip. Rule 58 of Volume 6 Part 3. Your time starts now. Cash and stamps to BOs. Generally cash. The answer is ZFFV50. Next question. What is the T code used in SAP to feed all the details like bag number, cash document, denomination of cash, weight of cash bag, documents enclosed, etc. and then the BO slip will be generated to BOs. Rule 58 of Volume 6 Part 3. A. ZFFV50. B. FB20. C. ZMO underscore RICT underscore data. D. ZFBL3N. Your time starts now. T code used for feeding all these details like bag number, cash document, denomination of cash, weight of cash bag, documents enclosed in the, then the BO slip will be generated for the BOs. From it is for SO to BO bag details. The answer is ZMO underscore RICT underscore data. Next question. which one is bag barcode series is used for labeling BO bag? That means what is the barcode series and what is the color of the label used for closing BO bags? Rule 59.2 of volume 6 part 3. A1 is labeled with S bag barcode series with a blue color. B labeled with L bag barcode series black color. C labeled with L bag barcode series with a red color. D one is labeled with S bag barcode series with a white color. Your time starts now. These are all important questions actually. The answer is labeled with L bag barcode series with red color. Red color is the label used for BO bags. You should understand this one. Better you see this video till the end and also one or two times before the examination, because these are fresh questions you will find nowhere in the internet. Any serious inaccuracies or undue delays in payment of e-money orders and WASB warrants or delivery of VP COD articles in a BO should be reported by the postmaster to Rule 63.2 of Volume 6 Part 3. A. CPMG. B. PMG. C. SDI or Superintendent. D. PRIP. Your time starts now. Say suppose any serious inaccuracies, that means wrong things, or undue delay in payment of e-money orders or SB warrants or delay of VP COD articles in a BO. In such a BO, in case, then the postmaster has to report to SDI or superintendent as the case may be. Next question. Every case in which an excessive balance appears to have been retained by BOs should be brought to the notice of postmaster. Who should report it to? Rule 63.2 of Volume 6 Part 3. A. CPMG. B. Subdivisional Inspector. C. PMG. D. Superintendent of Post Offices. Your time starts now. That means whenever there is if a BO retains excess cash balance, that should be brought to the notice of postmaster, and the postmaster in turn has to report to whom? That is the question. The answer is it should be reported to the subdivisional inspector. Here you should understand that every case of అంటే that means ప్రతిసారి కూడా బీఓలో ఎక్కడైనా కానీ క్యాష్ ఎక్కువగా పెట్టుంటే కనుక ఖచ్చితంగా సబ్ డివిజనల్ ఇన్స్పెక్టర్ కి పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ గారు రిపోర్ట్ చేయవలసి ఉంటుంది. పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ గారి నోటీస్కి ఏమో ఆ సబ్ అకౌంట్ అసిస్టెంట్ కానీ ఎవరైతే వాళ్ళు తీసుకురాస్తారు, పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ ఇంటర్న్ సబ్ డివిజనల్ ఇన్స్పెక్టర్ కి చెప్తారనమాట. నెక్స్ట్, హూ హ్యాస్ టు అకంపెనీ ద సిఆర్ఏ ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఫర్ క్యాష్ లోడింగ్ అట్ పోస్ట్ ఆఫీస్ ఏటీఎం? Rule 69AA of Volume 6 Part 3. A. Treasurer. B. Deputy Postmaster. C. Postmaster. That means Head Postmaster. D is Head Postman. Your time starts now. That means whenever there is cash loading by an agency, outsider agency will come and they will take the cash from the post office and load in the ATM. In such a case, whenever that outside agency comes, that is AGS generally, they will then at that time, who has to accompany that cash replenishment agency? That is the question. The answer is postmaster. That is the head postmaster has to be present whenever there is cash loading in the ATM of a post office. అంటే పోస్ట్ ఆఫీస్లో ఏటీఎంలో క్యాష్ పెట్టేటప్పుడు అది క్యాష్ జనరల్గా మన పోస్ట్ ఆఫీస్ నుంచే క్యాష్ తీసుకెళ్ళి పెడుతుంటారు. అప్పుడు ఖచ్చితంగా పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ అకంపెనీ చేయాలి. బయట వాళ్ళు వెండర్ ఎవరైతే వస్తారో క్యాష్ లోడింగ్ వెండరు వ్యాన్ పెట్టుకుని వాళ్ళతో పాటు పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ కూడా వెళ్ళి చూడాలి పెట్టారా లేదా నిజంగా అని. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ షుడ్ ఎన్ష్యూర్ దట్ ద ఏటీఎం క్యాష్ లోడింగ్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ ఈస్ రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్ అండర్ ద అకౌంట్ హెడ్. Rule 69AA-B of Volume 6 Part 3. A. Cash balances in ATMs in receipt side of daily transaction report. B. Check balances in ATMs in receipt side of daily transaction report. C. Cash balances in ATMs in payment side of daily transaction report. D. Check balances in ATMs in payment side of the daily transaction report. Your time starts now. Postmaster, he has to ensure that the ATM cash loading transactions are reflected under the account head. This is the account head you have to identify. ఏ అకౌంట్ హెడ్ లో పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ గారు ఏటీఎం క్యాష్ లోడ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఫెనకిల్లో ఈ అకౌంట్ హెడ్ లో పడిందో లేదో చెక్ చేయాలి. ఏ హెడ్ అదని అడుగుతున్నారు. నెక్స్ట్ ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ క్యాష్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ ఇన్ ఏటీఎంస్ ఇన్ ద పేమెంట్ సైడ్. హియర్ యూ సీ ది క్వశ్చన్, హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ పేమెంట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ద డైలీ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ రిపోర్ట్. పేమెంట్ సైడ్ లో పడాలి. ఇక్కడ రెసీట్ క్యాష్ లోడింగ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే మన దగ్గర నుంచి క్యాష్ తీసుకెళ్తున్నారు, అంటే ఆఫీస్ నుంచి బయటికి వెళ్తోంది, అది ఏటీఎం లోకి వెళ్తోంది కాబట్టి పేమెంట్ సైడ్ లో పడుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే మన దగ్గర క్యాష్ తగ్గుతుంది కాబట్టి పేమెంట్ సైడ్ చూపిస్తారు డైలీ అకౌంట్ లో. క్యాష్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ ఇన్ ఏటీఎంస్, దిస్ ఇస్ ది క్యాష్ బ్యాలెన్స్. ఇక్కడ చెక్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ క్యాష్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ అని ఇచ్చాం. అలాగే రిసీట్ సైడా పేమెంట్ సైడా, రిసీట్ సైడ్ పేమెంట్ సైడ్ అని వచ్చారు. సో యూ షుడ్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద క్వశ్చన్. clearly. Postmaster should ensure that at the time of cash loading, SB counter PA has properly received the same amount of cash which is loaded in the ATM from the treasurer and credited the ATM cash account sole ID plus 0006 in Finacle software. B. Debited the amount cash ATM cash account in sole ID plus 0005 in Finacle software. C. Debited the ATM cash account sole ID 0006 in Finacle software. D. Debited the amount ATM cash account sole ID 007 in Finacle software. Your time starts now. It is a note of rule 69AB of volume 6 part 3. పోస్ట్ క్యాష్ లోడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు కౌంటర్ పిఏ సరిగ్గా ఫినకిల్లో అకౌంట్ ఫర్ చేశాడా లేదా అనేటువంటిది చూడాలి. ఏటీఎం కి సంబంధించి అది ఎందులో క్రెడిట్ చేస్తున్నాడు అనేది క్వశ్చన్ అనమాట. ఇట్ ఈస్ డెబిటెడ్ ది ఏటీఎం క్యాష్ అకౌంట్ sole ID plus 0006 in Finacle software. Next question. Postmaster should ensure that on removal of cash from ATM, SB counter PA has properly returned the cash to the treasurer on the day of removal of itself from Finacle software and credited the ATM cash account sole ID 006 in Finacle software. B. Debited ATM cash account sole ID 005 in Finacle software. C. Debited the ATM cash account sole ID 006 in Finacle software. D. Debited the ATM cash account sole ID 007 in Finacle software. Your time starts now. Post in the comment section your answer, whether it is A or B or C or D. The answer is credited ATM cash account sole ID 006 in Finacle software. What is the question actually? The postmaster కనుక క్యాష్ కనుక ఏటీఎం నుంచి బయటికి తీసేసే సందర్భం కూడా ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. ఏదన్నా ఏటీఎం ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చి సరిగ్గా ఎక్కువ క్యాష్ డిస్పెన్స్ చేసేస్తుంది అనుకోండి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి, మనం ఇమీడియట్ గా క్యాష్ అందులో నుంచి తీసేయాలి. అప్పుడు తీసేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అనమాట, అక్కడ కౌంటర్ పిఏ ఎస్బీ కౌంటర్ పిఏ అయితే ఎవరున్నారో వాళ్ళు దాన్ని ఫినకిల్లో కరెక్ట్ గా ఎంట్రీ వేయాలి. అప్పుడు మాత్రం చేతనే అకౌంట్ అనేది కరెక్ట్ గా ఉందా లేదా అనేటువంటిది పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ గా చెక్ చేయాలి. అది ఎలా చెక్ చేయాలంటే క్రెడిటెడ్ ది ఏ అకౌంట్ లో వేసాడు అనేది ఫినకిల్ వేసాడు లేదనేది ఎక్కడ చూస్తాడు, క్రెడిటెడ్ ది ఏటీఎం అకౌంట్ అండర్ సోల్ ఐడి 006 ఇన్ ఫినకిల్ software. Each SO has to prepare SMR every month and submit to HO in the form number. Rule 80 of volume 6 part 3, PA 27, PA 5, PA 17, PA 20. Your time starts now. Form numbers SMR అంటే సబ్ పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్ మంత్లీ రిపోర్ట్ ఎవ్రీ మంత్ సబ్మిట్ చేయాలి. అది ఎవరికి సబ్మిట్ చేయాలి, హెచ్ఓకి సబ్మిట్ చేయాలి. అది ఇంటర్న్ హెచ్ఓ ఏం చేస్తుంది అనమాట, దాన్ని రివ్యూ చేసి క్యాష్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ అన్ని ప్రాపర్ గా ఉన్నాయా లేదా, ఎక్కువ ఏమైనా క్యాష్ పెట్టారా లేదా, ఆయన రివ్యూ రిమార్క్స్ రాస్తాడు హెడ్ పోస్ట్ మాస్టర్, దాన్ని సూపరింటెండెంట్ ఆఫ్ పోస్ట్ ఆఫీస్ పంపిస్తారు. అక్కడ వాళ్ళు కూడా దాన్ని ఆ కాగితాన్ని రివ్యూ చేస్తారన్నమాట. అది PA 17 అంటారు. దట్ ఈస్ ది PA 17. Next question. Who is the competent authority to fix maximum, minimum and maximum cash balances and maximum balance to be held in postage and other non-postal stamps for each SO? Rule 82 of volume 6 part 3. A. Superintendent of post offices. B. Subdivisional head. C. PMG. D. CPMG. Your time starts now. అంటే క్యాష్ మినిమం మాక్సిమమ్, అలాగే పోస్టేజ్ మినిమం మాక్సిమమ్, అదర్ స్టాంప్స్ మినిమం మాక్సిమం ఎవరు పెడతారు, ఎవరు కాంపిటెంట్ దాన్ని ఫిక్స్ చేయడానికి అని అడుగుతున్నారు ఎస్ఓలో. ఆన్సర్ ఈజ్ సూపరింటెండెంట్ ఆఫ్ పోస్ట్ ఆఫీసెస్, ఎస్పీ గారు ఫిక్స్ చేస్తారు. ద మెమో ఆఫ్ ఆథరైజ్డ్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ ఇన్ ఎస్ఓ ఆర్ ఇష్యూడ్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ నంబర్. రూల్ 82 of volume 6 part 3. A. PA 14S. B. PA 17. C. PA 16. D. PA 26. Your time starts now. మెమో ఆఫ్ ఆథరైజ్డ్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ ఇన్ ఎస్ఓ అనేది ఫామ్ నెంబర్ ఏమిటి అంటే మాక్సిమం ఎంత, మినిమం ఎంత, క్యాష్ స్టాంప్స్ గురించి ఉంటుందన్నమాట ఆథరైజ్డ్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ రిపోర్ట్ లో, మెమోరాండంలో. ద ఆన్సర్ ఈజ్ PA 14S. సబ్ ఆఫీస్ కాబట్టి ఎస్ ఉంటుందన్నమాట. PA 14S. ఏ సబ్ ఆఫీస్ ఈజ్ సిచ్యుయేటెడ్ అట్ ఏ ట్రెజరీ, sub treasury station or having transactions with the bank must keep a treasury passbook in the form ACG 9, ACG 10, ACG 8, ACG 12. Your time starts now. ACG 8. Answer is ACG 8 అండి. The usage of physical copies in form ACG 11 and ACG 13 for remittance of cash to bank has been discontinued for CSI offices and supersede the existing process with the following. Rule 84(3) of volume 6 part 3. The challan voucher shall be mandatorily generated through CSI system bearing the form number in a random manner. ఇక్కడ విషయం ఏంటంటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సి, the usage of physical copies in the form ACG 11, 13 for remittance of cash to bank. That means for remittance of cash to bank. Earlier they used to have ACG 11 and 13, that but they have been discontinued, that have been banned for CSI offices, and supersede the existing process with the following. That means, what is the new procedure? You have to answer whether that is a challan or voucher shall be mandatorily generated through CSI system bearing the form number in a random manner. The form number is in random manner here. Voucher will be generated in the system. B is checkbooks supplied by the circle accounts officer shall be used for this purpose. Whether checkbook should be used. C. The challan or voucher shall be mandatorily generated through CSI system bearing the form number in a consecutive manner. So it is consecutive manner. Here it is random. Here is consecutive manner. This both are same except this thing. D is checkbook supplied by the directorate shall be used for this purpose. Here checkbooks are supplied by the circle accounts officer. Here it is directorate. Your time starts now. Instead of ACG 11 and 13, what is to be used right now in CSI system? Because they have been discontinued. The answer is the challan or voucher should be mandatorily generated through CSI system. That means voucher should be generated in the system CSI and bearing the form number in the consecutive manner. System will automatically generate a number that will run in consecutive series. That means that will be serially numbered. Next question. The usage of physical copies of ACG 12 and 14 for drawal of cash from bank has been discontinued for CSI officers and supersede the existing process with the Rule 84.3 of Volume 6 Part 3. A. The challan voucher should be mandatorily generated through CSI system bearing form number in the random manner for drawal of cash from bank. B. Checkbooks supplied by the circle accounts officer should be used for this purpose for drawal of cash from bank. Challan or voucher should be mandatorily generated through CSI system bearing the form number in consecutive manner. Here it is random manner, here is consecutive manner. Here circle accounts officer, here it is directorate. Checkbook supplied by the directorate should be used for the purpose of drawal of cash from the bank. Your time starts now. You know that ACG 12 and ACG 14, these are the receipts used for drawal of cash from bank earlier. That procedure has been discontinued, and in CSI, with the advent of CSI, that means with the introduction of CSI, the new procedure has been adopted. What is that procedure? They are asking that question. The answer is checkbooks supplied by the circle accounts office, that is POO, shall be used for this purpose for drawal of cash from the bank. Earlier you have seen that for remittance it is challan. For remittance this is the option. For drawal of cash it is the checkbooks. For drawal of cash checkbooks are used, and for remittance this challan or voucher generated in the system which is in the consecutive serial number will be used. Next question. Who supplies the postage stamps to head post offices? Rule 85 Volume 6 Part 3. A. Postal Store Depot PSD. B. Stamps and Registration Department of the State Government. C. Circle Stamp Depot CSD. D. Security Printing Press Nasik. Your time starts now. If you know the answer, you post in the comment section. Who supplies postage stamps to the head post offices? The answer is Circle Stamp Depot. Where is the Circle Stamp Depot? It is in the Hyderabad. For AP and Telangana, for both AP and Telangana, there is only one Circle Stamp Depot. It is in Hyderabad. Security Printing Press Nasik will supply stamps to the Circle Stamp Depot. Circle Stamp Depot in turn will supply to the head offices. Head offices will in turn supply to the sub offices. Sub offices will then supply to the branch post offices. That is the sequence. This state government registration department, they supply the revenue stamps. Here you have seen the option of state stamps and registration department of the state government. They supply revenue stamps to the department. The nodal office in a head office will take those revenue stamps from the stamps and registration department and supply to the CSD, and CSD in turn will supply to the HOS revenue stamps. I am telling about revenue stamps. That is the process. Revenue stamps, they will stamps and registration department of the state government. For Telangana, that Telangana state government. For AP state government, they will, this nodal office, for example AP Vijayawada head post office, they will supply from, they will take from here and they will supply to CSD. CSD will supply to all HOs. Next, the performance of delivery work by MTS official as a regular part of his duties requires the sanction of Rule 85.2 of Volume 6 Part 3. A. Head postmaster. B. Head of the division. C. Head of the circle. It cannot be entrusted under any circumstances. Your time starts now. That means duty of delivery work, can it be entrusted to MTS? That means postman duty cannot be entrusted to MTS for a long time, regular part. The answer is yes, it can be done, but with the sanction of head of the circle. When necessity arises, delivery duty may be occasionally entrusted to MTS or mail attendant with the sanction of Rule 85(2) of Volume 6 Part 3A, Sub-Divisional Inspector, B, Assistant Postmaster Delivery, C, Superintendent or Head Postmaster, D, it cannot be entrusted to under any circumstances. Your time starts now. When necessity arises. Earlier you have seen when it is on regular measure. Now it is only when necessity arises, delivery can be entrusted to MTS or mail attendant with the sanction of. The answer is superintendent or the head postmaster. They both of them they can do it. They can entrust the work like that. And there is a necessity, absolute necessity. Next question. Who is the competent authority to curtail the maximum limit for cash remittances by various modes of conveyance on the basis of discussions with the local police authorities depending on the law and order situation of that particular place? Rule 9 of Volume 6 Part 3. A. CPMG. B. PMG. C. Divisional head, that is SP or SSP. D. Subdivisional head, that is Inspector or ASP. Your time starts now. What is the question? Who can curtail the maximum limits? That means, say suppose the cash remittance limits for one mode of conveyance is 10 lakhs. Then who can curtail that? Who can reduce that limit from 10 lakhs to 5 lakhs after discussing with the police authorities, depending on the law and order situation in that particular place. So the answer is CPMG. Only CPMG can do that. Even though it is for a particular place, it is entrusted to CPMG only. Subscribe to Career Post. Thank you.